Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the method I use to clean up my photo for flyer design. You ready? Let's go. Okay, so here we are with our image in Photoshop. Now the first thing we'll have to do is to clean up these dark spots on our face. We're just going to select our spot healing brush, select that, and I'm going to just click on those spots that I don't want to be on her face. So yeah, now mind you, while working on pictures on Photoshop, you have to be very careful because images are very sensitive. They have like lots of details on them, so whichever detail you miss might probably affect that particular image. So yeah, like you can see here, we're trying to clean that, but it's not going off. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to fast forward this. Yeah, okay, so I'm done cleaning most of those spots, but as you can see here, there's this particular stuff that I refuse to clean. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change to my patch tool. I'm just going to circle that region. I'll just drag it to remove it like so. You can also use the patch tool to remove most of these regions as well. So yeah, just going to circle it and drag it, circle and drag, circle and drag. We're good to go. I'm just going to be a little bit quick on the process so this tutorial doesn't get too long. So the next thing I want to do is to duplicate my layer into 3, and I'm going to hide the first 2 layers. I'm going to call the middle layer low frequency, call the top layer high. Go to filter, go to blur, Gaussian blur. This is too much. You're just going to blur it in a way that you still have details around her face. So yeah, I think in my own case here 2.4 is alright, but it depends on your image resolution that determines your blurry effect. But in my own case, I think 2.4 is good, so I'm going to OK that. Next thing I'm going to do is to go to my mixer brush tool. I'm going to click that. Make sure this particular place on your mixer brush tool is in a transparent form. Most times you might have something like this. When you have something like this, what you're just going to do is to click on this and keep it in a transparent form. The wetness is 80%, which is okay. The load is 75, mixer is 90, flow is 100, which are pretty much good. So I'm just going to start mixing the face, trying to get that smoothness on her face. So yeah, just going to start to do that. So you just right click and drag. While mixing, you have to be careful because the face works with a lot of details like I mentioned earlier. So the region that you're mixing to, like the direction you're brushing to, matters a lot. So you can still maintain the details on the face the way they was. So just brush here down. Yeah, that's good. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm still going to fast forward this video while I mix. Yeah. Alright. So we're done with mixing our image. You just have to be very careful while mixing this image because you want to avoid detail collision. Like if I mute this, you're going to see that the mixing pattern blends with the shade of the darker region and the lighter region on her face. So while blending, you can see that here is a little bit darker and this region is lighter. So while blending, you have to really be observant of that. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to turn on my high frequency separation, and I'm going to click on my high frequency, and I'm going to go to feather, I'm going to go to orders, and I'm going to go to high pass. Like I said earlier, it depends on the resolution on yours, but I'm going to leave mine at 0.7. You can see how the image appears here. So when you're doing yours, make sure the image appears this way. So I'm going to say OK. Now I am going to change my blend mode to linear light. You can see now that our image is already coming up. I'm going to change my blend mode to linear light, and you can see that there are some little rough edges on the face, and I don't really want that. But you can leave this as this in yours if you want to, but I don't really want that. So I'm just going to duplicate a high frequency, and I'm going to mute the top layer, and I'm going to select the other layer, and I'm going to go to my lasso tool with my feather set at 20. Just going to see if I can make her face more smoother. Just going to select this region of her face, and I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Just going to try and make it a little more smoother. So I guess this is good. I'm going to say OK. I'm just going to really do that on almost every part of her face. So apply the Gaussian blur on it. Yeah. So you can see the image is looking much more smoother. I'm just going to turn this on again, and I'm going to reduce the opacity on it a little bit. So I'm going to group all this in a layer. These are before and these are after. So I'm just going to do a little trick that I normally do on pictures I want to use for flyer designs. So what I'm going to do next is to convert this group to smart object. I'm going to go to camera raw filter. I think camera raw filter is like a default filter on almost every Photoshop. I think if you're using from CC10, you should have a camera raw filter. I'm going to go to basic. I'm going to increase the clarity a little bit to say around 17. I'm going to increase the exposure. So I think most of these dark areas in our face are going to have exposures. So you're going to increase the highlight a little bit. I can decide to drop the shadows. Increase the clarity a little bit. And yeah. So I'm still going to add like a sharpening effect. Going to go to sharpen. Let's just decrease the amount a little bit so we can actually see what we're doing. Increase this. Make sure it's sharp enough, and I'm going to say OK. Okay. Just reduce it a little bit more. This is how I basically achieved my image that I normally use for flyer. If this tutorial was helpful, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification, as it's very important so you can get notified whenever we drop a new video. Thank you, and drop your questions on the comment section.